Welcome back to the Express. God, it sure feels like Christmas, doesn't it? With the decorations everywhere, like here in the Shaw Tower in downtown Vancouver. And thinking of Christmas also gets me thinking about winter sports. Now, wheelchair curling was the newest sport added to the Paralympic Winter Games. And with that in mind, the Richmond Centre for Disabilities has created a program so that everyone can get active.
The ice has been cleaned and the rink is perfectly chilled for a game of wheelchair curling. The Richmond Centre for Disabilities Chairman Vince Miele plays a big role in the local wheelchair community.
We got involved because we knew that that curling was going to be the newest Paralympic sport, and we didn't want all our programs at the centre to be of an educational nature. We wanted some to be recreational and have some fun.
Wheelchair curling debuted in 2006 at the Paralympics in Torino, and Gary Cormack was there to show the world.
When we're in Torino, of course, you have the spectators there, but being that you're seeing Canada, and curling is one of our major winter sports, it gave the opportunity for people to see what the game was all about and how well these curlers could execute their shots and how exciting the games could be.
There's a lot more people that have shown interest, that have been inquiring about it. More people want to try it. We try to have these, I guess we call them have-a-go days, where people can come out and try it out, see how it feels to throw a 40-pound rock all the way down to the other end of the ice.
With no sweeping involved, timing and accuracy is key.
Actually, one of our colleagues some years back said that sweeping is just an admission of imperfection. So you do have to be very accurate.
With many different levels of curling, you too can rock the house. I'm Casey Snow in Richmond for the Express.
The World Curling Federation continues to adapt the rules to accommodate people with even more severe disabilities. So if you think you've got what it takes to push a 40-pound stone down the ice, you can contact the Richmond Centre for Disabilities. And we've got more talent in this next story, this time of the musical variety. Our youth-produced segment, Gen Y, is profiling the Surrey Youth Orchestra.
They are all tuned up. Music sheets are in order. The Surrey Youth Orchestra is ready to go.
I believe there was a need in the community, and I was actually on the first board of directors when the society was formed, and different districts had their own music program for youth, and Surrey was a very fast-growing area, and we felt that perhaps it was time for it to have its own too.
Much of the emotion from classical music comes from the string section, which is made up of the violin, viola, and the cello.
I've started when I was about 6 years old in the junior strings, which is like for the youngest group. Yeah. And I've been here since.
I've been playing the violin since I was 4 years old, so that makes it 12 years by now, because I'm 17. And so I keep playing the instrument because I like expressing myself with music, and violin isn't actually my only instrument. I play trombone and tuba and band and stuff like that. So yeah, I like expressing myself with music.
I like how classical music is very expressive, unlike the pops are just, just lyrical and like strong beats. But it has really dynamic and other expressive melodies too in classical.
Classical music is really sophisticated, and unlike, well, I'm a little bit stereotyped, but unlike some shallow pop music, I think it really expresses the subtle emotions of people.
Don't worry if you're just a beginner. This symphony is for everyone.
It's for youth, It's for any school-aged children who are studying privately on, and are developing some expertise on their instrument to get together and make wonderful music together. Auditions are by appointment, and they will be held on January 8th. So anyone who is interested, we're particularly in the youth orchestra looking for anybody playing bassoon, French horn, percussion. There are still openings for those instruments especially.
Wow, what a dedicated group of young musicians.
And to think I'd usually be sleeping in on a Saturday.
I'm Montana.
And I'm Helen.
Signing out from Gen Y on the Express.
Gen Y is brought to you by Options, Surrey Community Services Society. Gen Y is a Shaw TV Access segment. The youth reporters are volunteers, so we give them a camera person and an editor, a little producing help, and away they go in the world of broadcasting. Now you are watching The Express, and we're going to show you some more stuff from a few different walks of life coming up. Up next, David Musil on the Giants Report.
You're getting looked at all the time. I mean, whatever you do, whether it's right or wrong, people are picking you apart. So I think he's handled it very well.
They're all very friendly and very handleable.
Cockatiels on Critter Care.
They're just a great pet bird.
The Express. This is your local voice.
You can teach them to talk.
What you're really giving is a way out.
Welcome back to The Express. Hey, we all know it's hockey season. You know what? Hockey fans across Canada should become familiar with the name David Musil. The blue liner logs big minutes playing for the Vancouver Giants and can very well be a top 10 pick for next year's NHL draft.
Now in their 10th season in the Western Hockey League, the Vancouver Giants have produced 4 first-round NHL draft picks. That number could easily increase to 5 by next June. Scouts from across the National Hockey League have been in Vancouver watching David Musil, a 6'3", 200-pound defenseman who is currently ranked 9th among all draft-eligible players with the International Scouting Services.
And just like that, the Giants up 3-0.
You know, there's probably a bit more pressure, but, you can't really look at that. You just got to play as hard as you can every game, and then, you'll get results from that.
I think it's always tough when that day comes when you are going into your draft year. I think as a 16-year-old, there's lots of promise, there's lots of hype. I think once the season starts as a 16-year-old, that pressure mounts and mounts. You're getting looked at all the time. I mean, whatever you do, whether it's right or wrong, people are picking you apart. So I think he's handled it very well. I think he's played very well for us. He's a real solid, good defensive defenseman.
Over the years, Don Hay has had a history of producing high-end defensemen. Mark Fistrick, Cody Franson, Brett Festerling, Jonathan Blum, and Kevin Connaughton, to name a few. Musil, though, is the next in line.
He's going to be a very dependable, solid two-way player, and I think that whatever team decides to draft him, or when they decide to draft him, I think they're going to get a real good, honest player.
It doesn't hurt that Musil comes from pretty good stock. His dad played 15 years in the NHL, and his mom is a former Wimbledon junior champion. However, despite his pedigree, Musil understands it will take hard work to live his dream. That means working on his game every single day.
Probably quickly on my feet, be quicker, and on the ice maybe, just be more quicker probably.
He's got good fundamentals, and he understands the game well. He's a smart player, and he works hard. So those are good things to have as a player.
You can cheer on the Giants this weekend. They have home games both Friday and Saturday. That's December 10th and 11th. And Friday night is the annual teddy bear toss for local charities. Now, from Giants, we go to the smallest of the cockatoo family, because we're learning about cockatiels on today's Critter Care.
Petland's Critter Care is brought to you in part by Nutrients Pet Foods, online at nutrients.com.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this edition of Critter Care. Robert has a lot of birds, cockatiels in fact, they're really well behaved. I was telling him how impressed I am that they're not flying in my face.
Well, and they are well behaved. These are hand-raised cockatiels. Mm-hmm. They're a variety of colors, but the really nice thing about cockatiels is that for the most part, they're all very friendly and very handleable, and they're just a great pet bird because you can do all kinds of things with them. You can teach them to talk and keep them in a cage in your house, take them out. They are part of the family because parrots, and this is a type of parrot, have a very large brain in proportion to their body size. They have a lot of intelligence, and so we can do a lot of stuff with them and make them part of our family and make them a really, really nice pet.
What do they eat, and how do we care for them properly?
Well, they're from Australia originally, which wasn't your question, but they eat a lot of different things. They're kind of you give them a seed or pellet-based diet, and then we want to supplement that with lots of dark green leafy vegetables and just fruit, vegetables, pasta, hard-boiled egg yolk, things like that. If it's good for you, for the most part, it's good for them, but do your research on what to feed them.
Of course. Cockatiels are really popular. Why do you think,
Stop fighting, you guys.
There's a huge variety of birds, right? How many different species do we have? Why are these guys so popular above everything else?
Because they're a small big bird and they're a big small bird, so we can keep them in a small space, but they act like a big bird. All of your parrot experts, if they could only have one pet bird, for the most part, they would say, I would have a cockatiel, because they're intelligent, they're friendly, you can teach them to talk. And by the way, we teach birds to talk by repeating words with lots of emphasis. And that's why birds learn to swear, because you hit your thumb with a hammer and you go, ah, 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 right? And the bird goes, oh, ah, ah, right? And he learns how to swear that way. Whereas if you're going, hello, hello, he's not paying any attention to you. So talk with lots of emphasis. And women and children tend to teach birds better because they've got a higher pitched voice, and they tend to they tend to be a little bit more persistent than guys. So teach your bird how to talk.
Thanks so much for the advice, Robert. And if you are considering getting a cockatiel as a pet, it's always important to do your research first. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time on Critter Care.
Petland's Critter Care is brought to you in part by Nutrients Pet Foods, online at nutrients.com.
Cockatiels, rescued horses, wheelchair curling, hockey players, even a youth orchestra. We've had lots of variety on today's Express, and you know what? We've got lots of performance on today's Spotlight.
Enjoy the art of puppetry. Highwayman's Christmas is a charming Christmas musical in the spirit of the Beggar's Opera. In this holiday favorite, George Bailey's guardian angel swoops in to remind him that faith, hope, and family make life truly wonderful. Experience an extraordinary ballet performance and a magical holiday tale when Go Ballet performs The Nutcracker.
We're also going to leave you with a look at the Art Club's latest production of White Christmas the Musical. That's it for today's Express. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Grandpa, Martha, it's snowing! It's snowing!
It is? Well, open the barn door!